What's up, guys? It's your boy, BarcaBoy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Firstly, your boy Nico is still not giving us an answer. I mean, bloody hell. We're now, a week and a half into the final decision, and he still has not communicated to either Barcelona or to the club what he wants to do next summer. But again, the rumors are suggesting a lot of pessimism around Barcelona, especially with this being dragged out. The more it gets dragged out, the more it benefits him staying at Athletic Club. But Barcelona, of course, ready and prepared to sign him, and hopefully they do end up doing so. Apparently Nike are now trying to come in and help things out, so I mean, we'll wait and see on that. But of course, regardless of Nico Williams' operation, the club are making some excellent advancements in regards to the Dani Olmo deal. Full agreement now on personal terms with Dani Olmo, just now down to finding an agreement with RB Leipzig on a transfer fee. Deco has been talking with RB Leipzig every single day since the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday, Monday, he's been talking with RB Leipzig to try and negotiate a transfer fee, and everything looks set for that transfer to happen, whether or not we sign Nico Williams or not. Now, of course, sales are going to be intact as well this summer. We have updates on Raphinha's future, Gundogan, Romeu, and also, of course, Vitor Roque, who has rejected that Saudi Arabia approach from last week as well. I believe around Thursday or Friday when they made that approach to him from Hilal. He has now officially rejected their contract offer, but again, the club still open to selling Vitor Roque this summer. We have a big injury update on Gavi and also on Barcelona's FFP situation. The club now are entering the final stretch of resolving everything and returning to the 1-1 rule. They're about to now find the investors to pay the liberal money off, and also other investors as well to pay back the bank guarantee that we gave to La Liga last season. Everything hopefully will be done in the next 2 weeks, but with Barcelona, of course, last second FC, you just never know when. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video, I do want to make an announcement by reminding you guys that later on today, of course, Barcelona's first match of the 24-25 season, first game on the Hansi Flick, that I'll be doing, of course, a live watch along on Tifo. Top link in the description down below. Make sure you sign up, book your place in the stream. Tifo is a fantastic website that does a lot of streaming stuff where you can, integrate people into the stream. The chat is way more interactive than the chats that you're probably used to. It's a fantastic website. So make sure you guys tune in for that. I'll be on live, of course, 10 minutes before the game, and of course, throughout the duration of the game. It's gonna be a heck of a live stream, so make sure you don't miss out. Let's start off with the transfer news. Over the past 24 hours, we are freaking still waiting for a decision officially from Nico Williams. What we're hearing a lot in the media right now is that Barcelona have gone from being confident to being pessimistic. I mean, they're basically saying, the club are transmitting to the media, like, look, if he hasn't signed by now, hasn't told us an answer, it's more likely that he will not join the club this summer. Fabricio is still coming out saying that for Nico Williams, the only thing that we can do right now is wait. Nothing has been decided yet. Barcelona Athletic Club don't have any news whatsoever on his future, and no one wants to share fake news, and nothing right now has officially been decided. Again, a lot of reports are saying that Barcelona not too confident, Athletic Club are confident, his brother is convincing him, all this jabber. I mean, I was very certain the decision, I told you guys this last week, I really thought the decision would come in Sunday, maybe Monday. The fact now we're Tuesday, I mean, I'm beyond shocked that this is taking this long. I understand the player's on vacation, and yes, that's, a strong reason for that, but bloody hell, it's been almost, 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Let me just check real quick. It's been 2 weeks since the Euro final. Like, at this point, when he's negotiating with Barcelona, there should be somewhat of a formality, but you know what? We're still waiting. It's not looking good, bruv, but we'll wait and see what the official communication is. Now, following, of course, the official decision from Nico Williams, we are still hearing a lot of reports about Barcelona still wanting to sign him, feeling confident what's going to happen afterwards, whether or not he says yes or no. Tony Marti came out saying that growing doubts about Nico Williams' final decision are gradually pushing the club towards Dani Olmo, who is still waiting for Barcelona and is eager to join the club's season agreement with Leipzig as more feasible than getting a green light from Nico Williams. But Barcelona has not given up on Nico Williams. They want to prepare in the case he decides to join. In any case, Barcelona hopes to sign someone during the tour, which of course means in the next 10 days. Everyone in Barcelona has come out saying this. The club want to announce a signing while the team is in America on tour. Will the player come out there, be announced? Will they announce on social media that he'll join? I don't know what the plan is, but in the next 10 days, Barcelona are not only desperate, not only planning, but want to make a new signing official while the team is in America on tour. It could be Nico Williams, could be Dani Olmo, fucking hell, it could be both for all we know. So we'll wait and see. Again, expect Barcelona to make some sort of signing in the next 10 days. Who will it be? We have no idea. And again, right now for Nico Williams, it's very much teetering on the side that he will stay at the club. But again, we are waiting for the final communication. Now, whether or not Barcelona sign Nico Williams or not, Barcelona are moving full steam ahead for the signing of Dani Olmo. Of course, right now with the pessimism around Nico Williams, it's pushing Barcelona even more so to wrap up the Dani Olmo operation. Now, Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Barcelona are absolutely working on Dani Olmo. They've kept in contact with his agents and even RB Leipzig the last 24 to 48 hours. They won't advance any deal until they know the answer from Nico Williams' side. The player is giving his priority to Barcelona. Of course, he means Dani Olmo there, not Nico Williams. Following new contacts with Dani Olmo's camp over the weekend, Barcelona are preparing a new offer, still being discussed internally. The club is also waiting for Nico Williams' decision, but keeping the option of Olmo very much active. Again, the club wants to sign both, so whether or not they sign Nico Williams or not will not really affect this deal whatsoever. Now, Russian Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Dani Olmo would like his future to be resolved before August the 9th, i.e. the day he is summoned to training with RB Leipzig. Of course, that's in 10 days. And what did the Barcelona timeline have for a new signing in the next 10 days? I mean, it's all synchronizing very, very well, isn't it? Now, Joao Cancelo came out saying that everything right now is done regarding personal terms between Barcelona and Dani Olmo. Again, full agreement there on personal terms. The only thing missing is the final agreement with RB Leipzig. And yesterday, Deco held further talks with the German club. So Deco's been talking with RB Leipzig over the past weekend and even into the afternoon yesterday as well. So this operation is in 100% full flow. Again, we'll talk about it, I guess, at the end of the summer. Would it really make sense? But again, this signing in terms of personnel doesn't really make sense. Again, the operation for the player, wages, all that, I have no problem with. But the personnel that we need right now is not it. Especially even if we don't sign Nico Williams, I think Dani Olmo off the left wing is definitely not what we need whatsoever. But you know what? The club are moving on this. So, I mean, we'll wait and see what they're cooking. And if they're cooking as well, Deco been getting a lot of slander on social media. And I'm really struggling to defend him. Of course, this is his first transfer window, and he's going for big players for big money, but he's been slacking a little bit. Let's be real. Of course, we're comparing him to the GOAT, the Don Mateo Alemán, who had to work quickly due to Barcelona's economic situation. Right now, we have a bit more leverage. We can take our time with it, but still, Deco is not really holding the fan base to light right now. So wait and see what happens with the Dani Olmo operation. I think right now you can pretty much say this operation is going to happen pending an agreement between Barcelona and RB Leipzig over a fee, because of course personal terms now are 100% done. And wait and see if the Nico Williams deal does affect this operation or potentially advance it. Now, a signing that Barcelona are planning to approach in the final days of the transfer window is the operation of Joao Cancelo. Now, Franco Sport came out saying that with the case of Joao Cancelo, it can be closed even in the last days of the window. Have patience in this matter. So he's saying basically, look, this is a deal where, waiting longer will definitely benefit Barcelona more. I'm not quite sure what Cancelo is doing right now with regards to Man City. I don't think he's with them in preseason right now. I think he should be getting called up very, very soon. With him only going to the quarterfinals of the Euros, I do expect him to be back. I don't know if he's training or not. He could be on the bench for tonight's game later on. I have no idea. But yes, it's quite clear Man City don't want him. Barcelona want him. He wants to join Barcelona. This is all about waiting the long game. And the reason why is I think Barcelona want another loan. They might chuck in a buy option this time. I would not be surprised whatsoever. I think they probably will. When not the option becomes mandatory or certain conditions are met, it becomes mandatory. Whatever the case may be, I think the club are really pushing on a loan deal where Man City do not want one. Again, we have the players, advantage on our side as well. He's rejecting all other bids from Portugal, from Saudi Arabia, Premier League, Serie A clubs. He only wants to return to the Blaugrana, so of course that does give us a big boost. So we'll wait and see what happens with Cancelo, but this operation will definitely drag out to the near end of the transfer window. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Now, one player who's left Barcelona a very, very long time ago is Monchu, and he has now left Real Valladolid for a Greek side, Arias, and he has gone for 3.6 million euros as the final fee. And of course, Barcelona do have 50% of any future sale, of course, following their sale to Valladolid for Monchu. What was it? I think after the Setien season, so what was it, like 2020, 2021, somewhere around there. So I think we let him go for free with 50% of any future sale. That's how we did the operation. Violet ended up selling him. So of course, half of 3.6 is 1.8. So we do get 1.8 in the bank. I mean, we'll take it, I guess. But yeah, there's some extra money there Barcelona will be receiving, which hopefully will be used for greater benefits and not just, you know, other assets that we will not see in the future. Now, a player that Barcelona are clearly trying to sell this summer or potentially move on is, of course, Vitor Roque. Later on today against Man City, he can really put on a case on why the club shouldn't sell him. But Joao Cancelo came out saying that Barcelona wants to sell Vitor Roque. The people who are training with Vitor Roque see that Roque has many gaps, and Barcelona is impatient for him to improve, and they don't want to wait for his evolution. I respect the honesty, I guess, from the club, saying that, look, he can potentially grow into a good player, but we got no time to wait. We don't want to wait, so we're going to need to see if we can cash out or not. Which, I mean, again, I respect the honesty, but, I mean, he's an 18-year-old coming from Brazil. You thought he was going to really come in and kick off in the first, you know, week? Be real. Of course, when the club want to sell him, they want to sell him for a good price. We're not going to let him go for anything. Of course, there's a lot of amortization needed for his fee as well. There's, of course, a sell-on clause as well to his former club. So the club are looking for around 30 to 40 million euros to really push for a sale for Vitor Roque. Anything under that, I think they will not sell him. They might loan him out for a season just to get rid of him in the squad, of course, for his save on his salary. But in terms of proper sale, they want around, of course, 30 to 40, and then maybe more if someone wants to offer more as well. Now, of course, we talked about that offer from Saudi Arabia a few days ago, and Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Vitor Roque and his camp have now officially turned down El Hilal's initial contract offer. So he has, of course, received the reproach from Saudi Arabia, from El Hilal, of course, the champions of Saudi Arabia, and Vitor Roque did, in fact, reject it. Of course, they could come in with a different offer, or whatever the case may be, but that initial approach has been refused by the Brazilian and, of course, his camp, mainly specifically, of course, his agent, Andre Curry. So we'll wait and see how his future does develop. I think, again, the American tour can definitely 100% save him, especially if he plays well and the fans get on his side as well. The fans, you know, make their voices clear not to get rid of him. That, of course, can have big influence, big implications on his future. But if he goes against Man City, he cannot control the ball, cannot pass the ball, and cannot, you know, score, it ain't looking good, bro. It ain't going to give him a good showing whatsoever. So we'll see how things turn out. Again, performances can definitely change the situation of Vitor Roque in the next few weeks. But right now, the club's mindset is to try and move him on this summer. Now, another player who Barcelona are also open to selling this summer is Ilkay Gundogan. Now, Sky Germany, again, we're getting to the German sources now. They've come out saying that Barcelona would be open to selling Ilkay Gundogan if a suitable offer arrives, but the player himself definitely wants to stay at the club and he has no interest in Saudi links. So Gundogan wants to stay, the club are open to moving him on. That's pretty much been the story of the season for all these players that the club are kind of, you know, teetering on the fence with. And I agree with the club. I mean, I would be open to selling him as well. If an offer comes in, I'm thinking 20 million plus, you absolutely take, snatch the hand off beyond belief. You save on his wages, 1 year left on his deal, you know, past his prime. It's a perfect deal for Barcelona. I think anything under that, you're really kind of, you know, pushing and debating. Of course, we just sell Franck Kessié for 12 million, so for Gundogan, it could be maybe around that same price. I would say the bare minimum for me would be 10 million plus variables, plus add-ons, plus some, you know, I would say medium achievable level variables. Like, it's not too hard, not too easy. But I think, you know what, if an offer comes in, the club definitely should study it. Of course, Gundogan is on around about 175,000 euros per week, if I remember correctly, from last summer when he joined Barcelona as a free agent. Again, with him being a free agent, pure net profit for financial fair play as well, so it would benefit Barcelona drastically. So we'll wait and see. I think the club right now are very much in the middle with Gundogan. If they can sell him, cool. If they can keep him, they don't mind it. So they're kind of sitting on either side. So either way, it would benefit them from their perspective. So we'll see if anything develops. We'll see if any club come in and, you know, not only tempt Barcelona, but tempt the player as well. Now, another player who also does not want to leave Barcelona this summer is, of course, Raphinha. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Raphinha's priority is to stay and win titles at Barcelona, and that should 100% be the case, especially on us most likely losing out on Nico Williams. There is no way you can let Raphinha go. I think that, you know, the club in the last video, we talked about how the club eased their, you know, restriction on Raphinha. That should be eased back up, especially with us not getting Nico Williams. I mean, you cannot afford to lose another, a player of that high level quality in the attack that can also be very versatile, can play on the left, on the right, of course, in behind the striker as well. You cannot give that up for, 60 million euros when he had double digits in both the goals and assists over the past 2 years, and you invested around that 60 million euros for him 2 years ago as well. It just makes no sense whatsoever. Again, good offer comes in, 80 million plus you can consider. I personally wouldn't, even if we sign Nico Williams. Okay, maybe I'd be more open to it. If we don't, then I would definitely be shutting down the door. I'd be like 100 million plus to really, get my gears moving. So we'll wait and see with Raphinha. Again, he's one of those players that the club can afford to lose, of course, because they have a lot of players in that position, which again is understandable. He's kind of a player with value as well, but I think his sale would be detrimental to the club this summer if the club proceed with it, especially with the lack of forward signings this summer. So we'll wait and see what happens with Raphinha, but again, he's very adamant that he wants to stay. But again, Barcelona not really pushing him out per se, very much on the same scale of Gundogan. They're open to either option being assessed this summer. Now, a player that has pulled off one of, if not the biggest remontada I have ever seen in my life, it is Oriol Romeu. Mundo Deportivo, I believe it was Gabriel Sanz who came out saying that Oriol Romeu has an offer from Napoli on the table, but is not ruled out for now because he will not play in Europe. Barcelona and Hansi Flick conveyed their decision to have his services for one more season. Essentially, the club just gonna ride the storm. I could not believe it. I don't know what the Napoli offer is. Is it taking him for free? Are they gonna give us a transfer fee? I have no idea. There's no reports on that, but it's becoming more and more clear that the club do want to keep Romeu for the final year of his contract. Do I understand it? Yes. Do I think it's relevant? No. I mean, I would much rather, trust in Marc Bernal and Marc Casado next season than have Oriol Romeu. I think he's strictly there for training as, an experienced player to help there. I don't think he'll have that many appearances off the bench, even if we have, unless we have, a big injury crisis. I think, Hansi Flick will still pick Casado and Bernal off the bench, especially to give them experience as well. So this doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. Again, he's earning absolutely nothing. It's just that he's a player that's just there for vibes that, can definitely be moved on. That's the only way I can really describe it. If he stays, it's like whatever, because he's earning nothing. He's there. He's not gonna play. Of course, he's not gonna be a starter. He's just gonna be there. And if we have some injuries and he comes in, we'll wait and see. But fucking hell, man. I mean, don't let this preseason fool you. I can already smell a Romeu masterclass later on tonight against Man City. Make sure you join the stream, by the way. Link down below on Tifo. But do not fall for it. Do not fall for it. So we'll see with Romeu. Things might change. He might go for Mikel Merino or another midfielder. Then all of a sudden his future is different. But as of now, the club, Romeu, and Flick all want to continue together going into next season. Let's discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. The only update we do have is on the contract situation of Alex Valle. Again, we talked about this already a few weeks ago, but more radiation about that in the media. Gabriel Sanz and Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Alex Valle has a contract with Barcelona until 2025 with the automatic renewal clause that expires on August the 1st, which of course is in 2 days' time. The club can renew his contract automatically before August the 1st by raising his release clause to 30 million euros with a salary of more than 1 million euros. If they don't execute this, he would have a salary of a reserve team, and his release clause would drop from 8 million to 3 million euros. The parties have agreed to negotiate. Both Barcelona and Valle are willing to reach an agreement. The player is not considering leaving as things currently stand. Hansi Flick wants to see him during the preseason matches, but if the decision is negative, the salary issue must be resolved. So we're kind of in a bit of a sticky wicket. We can renew his contract, retain the value, of course, but his salary will drop to 1 million, which is very, very high for a player of his level as a reserve player. And of course, his release clause will jump up to 30 million. If you don't renew it, though, his salary goes down, but so does his release clause. So you're running the risk of someone coming in just activating it out of nowhere like an RKO. I personally will be on the side of not activating it again, just to play it safe. Again, you can negotiate, you can find an agreement. If someone comes in and activates at 3 million, say the value, look, positive like legacy, he wants to keep it as an option. You want to stay cool. If not, it's fine. Again, you have Hector Fort, you have Julian Araujo, you hopefully have RB Cancelo coming in as well near the end of the transfer window. That can all three of them can play at left back alongside, of course, Julian Araujo as well. You have Macalfe who could put in a shift in there as well. Inigo, if he does end up staying as well. We have plenty of left back options. I don't think Valle is like the best thing since sliced bread. Of course, he is that natural option that you do like to have that is nice, but I wouldn't detriment the salary wages that we do currently have over that though. So for me personally, don't renew, negotiate, run the risk. If someone activates a release clause, then whatever, it could be some, middle to lower team side in La Liga. That could definitely be an option. So we'll wait and see what the club do decide. I think the club will not probably execute the option, and they want to go into negotiate. Maybe they want to renew his contract before August the 1st. That way they have control, and he's going to be happy as well. So we'll see what happens. But I would say, of course, keep an eye on his performances and see how he does as well, whether or not he impresses Hansi Flick and even impresses us as Barcelona fans as well, because that will definitely have a big entail on what his future lies. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update, and it is on Pablo Gavi. Now, Referral from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Gavi's energy and positive vibes are creating some optimism about his comeback. He isn't expected to be ready for the start of the league, of course, on August 17th, but if his recovery continues at this pace, he might return in a few weeks earlier than the initially planned November. No one will risk bringing him back too soon, but seeing Gavi train, even if it's alone on the field and touching the ball, brings a sparkle to many eyes Even if he's alone on the field and touching the ball, it brings sparkles to many eyes in the locker room. Bloody hell. I've said this a million times, and I'll say it again. We ain't seeing Gavi fully fit on the pitch until 2025. If this man comes back if I see him make a sub appearance in October, I will be shitting myself in worryiness. He cannot come back that early. Of course, he did his ACL in November of last year. For Spain against Georgia. I think it was the middle or beginning of December, somewhere around there, like November 10th or 7th, somewhere around there. Should not be coming back before that in 2024. He needs a year of full recovery. Of course, to get back fully fit, get fully back to rhythm in the football, get used to, the surroundings, getting used to being around your teammates and training and being involved in the tactical side and everything like that. He needs to get used to that. That probably takes, I would say, a month and a half after he gets the medical green light. He should not, if he makes an appearance in October, may God have mercy on his soul. I personally think he maybe come back end of November, come on for 5 minutes. Oh, Gavi, yeah, woo! Maybe come on for like 10 minutes in December, 15 minutes, maybe play one half, but then fully fit, playing an hour, full matches, hitting into January, of course, based on this recovery. If he comes back before that, I will genuinely be scared, but hopefully the club will not rush it. Again, yes, it's Gavi number 6, energy, vibes, good-looking guy. Oh, let's get him back on the pitch as soon as possible. Tranquilo. Stay calm. Let him recover. Do not put any pressure on him. The pressure should be on Deco, the effing son of midfielder, not the effing push Gavi to recover as quickly as possible. That should not be the case. Again, we've seen this, of course, with Petty last year. Oh, we're not going to rush him back. Comes back, injured. If Gavi gets it, I'll say this as well right now. It's July 30th. If Gavi gets injured again 2 months after stepping foot on the pitch, coming back from his ACL injury, I think his career is done. That's because the club rushed him, or maybe now he's officially injury prone. Now his knee hasn't fully recovered. He kind of rushed it. He cannot get injured again this upcoming season, regardless of when he plays. If he comes back in October, December, he cannot get injured again, especially in that area of the ACL, and whether it's going to be the meniscus, hamstring, tendon, whatever the case may be, anywhere from his heel to his knee, there cannot be any injuries. So we'll wait and see how things go. Again, the club are optimistic. Gavi is happy. The recovery process is going well, of course, but please, I cannot reiterate anymore, do not rush him back. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to freaking FFP. One of the biggest shocks for me as a Barca fan. Oh, the deadline was June the 30th. We're now July the 30th. And nothing is done. Oh, first week of July maximum. Second week at the absolute most. We're into August. And we're still not back yet. But some positive news yet again. Fernando Polo Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona want to close this week the 40 million euros pending for Barca Vision, which of course Libero were supposed to pay. They also want to enter the 60 million euro, which the club guaranteed La Liga for the 24-25 season. For this, Barcelona sources say that the 30 million has already been tied up, and another 30 million euros needs to be generated. There are 5 investors interested in this. Barcelona want to close these revenues as soon as possible because it is already late. August 15th has been set as the deadline for this. Gonna make me wait another 2 effing weeks. Another 2 effing weeks. May God have mercy on my soul, man. Bloody hell. Now, Financial Sport also came out confirming this, saying that Barcelona assures that the 40 million euros pending from Libero are about to arrive from a company that already had a relationship with the club, i.e., I think Spotify or Nike with some sort of shareholders route. The agreement will be announced between this week and next week. It will also ensure the club can operate in the 1-1 rule during this window. Barcelona also are working on the 30 million that they were supposed to have for the 24-25 season, and it is expected that that can be done by the 20th of August. For this, there is no such rush because the budget of the season will only close with the assembly in October. So, August 15th, August 20th, but in the end, there's no deadline. I just can't with this. Listen, I'm tapping out with this FFP stuff. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you need to go back to the 1-1 rule. I'm just sitting here chilling and vibing. If the club can get back to it, great. I mean, I've had enough. It's been now 2 months of me sitting here crunching the numbers, understanding everything, and then changing everything left, right, and center. I have no idea. I have full trust in Laporta. I said this back in June as well. Look at the videos. 1,000,000,000% we will get back to the 1-1 rule. When? I have no idea. It could be August 30th, deadline day. 6 hours ago, we get back to 1-1 rule, then we signed about 8 players. I would not be surprised. Genuinely would not be surprised whatsoever. So we'll wait and see. But again, we're talking about, of course, the Monchu operation, bringing in Barcelona some money, and of course, what's going to be the real money maker for Barcelona over the next few weeks is, of course, the US tour. Now, the Joao Cancelo came out saying that Barcelona will earn around a total of 11 million euros during the US tour. I think that's a pretty high number. I think last summer was like 8 million or 10, something like that. So, I mean, we're earning more, I guess. 5 million from the Clasico match, and then 3 million each for the Man City and AC Milan game. So, overall, pretty good, I would say. Of course, Joao Cancelo is our own thing, so we're not going to make any money per se. I mean, we made some money from sales and, tickets and all that stuff, but it's kind of our own thing. Of course, the Olot friendly on last Thursday, we earned absolutely zero from. But you know what? It's all about getting to fitness, so all this stuff is an extra, of course, bonus to that. So, 11 million euros is the amount that Barcelona are expected to make during the US tour over the next 2 weeks. So again, overall, in terms of making money, the clubs have no problem with that. But it's about, collecting the right money at the right time for the right amount to get everything registered and moving for FFP, which hopefully can be resolved as soon as possible, but preferably in the next 2 weeks. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed around Nico, your thoughts on that, thoughts on Dani Olmo signing as well, sales, Deco's whole entire, running of the summer transfer window, and finally with FFP in regards to Barcelona resolving the liberal money coming in, and of course the guarantee they do owe La Liga as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barça.
Yeah.